Hello everybody, welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty. Today I have the SCT Sampler Kit unboxing and project for you, but this kit was from September. My life has been a little bit crazy lately, and so I am running late on many things, including this unboxing video. But I hope you'll enjoy it anyway, so let's dive in. So here's the package, and if you're new here, just a reminder that these kits include current market products, so even if the kit is discontinued, you can still go purchase most of these items at various shopping locations, and I will provide links for you, and those are affiliate links, so if you use them, I will make a very small commission without affecting you in any way, and I would appreciate you using them if you're shopping anyway. All right, here is our theme phrase for this kit, and that is here for you, as you can see. Now, instead of a reusable item this month, we got a couple of goodies, and that is some embossing powder, gold embossing powder from Brutus Monroe, and a packet of sequins. So these are little goodie extras that we don't typically get, and that was a lot of fun. So as I pull out the rest of the goodies, I am going to have to double check and see which parts and pieces go together. And I will shut off the camera and then come back when I have that done. All right, as typical, we have two different manufacturers. I am starting off with the Echo Park collection, and this is a crafty inspired collection, and we have a few die cut pieces. Now, typically you would get a few more than this, but because the other collection has so many, I think that's the balance that they struck there. And then a few enamel dots, and let's take a look at these pattern papers. A sweet little floral, and then a little star print on the back, I think that was. And like I said, this is a crafty themed collection, but I always like to check out the B-sides to find the flexibility behind themed collections. And we have great B-sides here, and that's a fun little print that could be used for multiple things. We've got a few florals going on in different patterns and styles. What else have we got? Lots of usable B-sides again. And, you know, even with the crafty theme, some of these A-sides, like with the florals and such, are still just as usable as the B-sides. Now, there's quite the bold stripe. That is not my favorite color scheme there, but I will put that paper to use, and you'll see how, and it gets zhuzhed up in its own way. So if you stick around for the project that I do after the unboxing, then you can see that one in action. All right, let's move on to the crepe paper collection from American Crafts. And this is something that I've noticed them doing lately, and that is these lighter weight embellishment pieces. I think it's called a papery collection pack, and you can see these are very thin, even thinner than a printer weight paper, and you get lots and lots of pieces in here, so they are fantastic for doing lots and lots of layering. And included in here are these pieces, which confused me at first until I realized they're actually washi stickers, and so it took me a moment before I realized that's what was going on, but you can see those in action there. And there's a few of those different pieces here, which I'd kind of set aside trying to figure out what they were. But there are lots of pieces, like I said, that can lend to plenty of layering. So that papery collection has got me intrigued. And in addition, we have a sheet of actual washi strip stickers and some little phrases and whatnot there. And so I think that is in its own pack. I don't think that comes in the papery pack. And then we have a sheet of these kind of clear stickers. Now, I think that comes in a sticker book with a variety of different styles of stickers, but these ones happen to be clear with some gold foiling accent. And I'm going to put those little critters to use on my project today, so do stick around for that. All right, let's move into the pattern papers. Those butterflies are just gorgeous, and then definitely pretty B-sides to this paper as well. And I'm really liking this kind of peachy and pinky combo that I've seen in a few things lately. So I think I put that one to use. And here you can see that the sampler kit is cut down from a larger sheet of pattern paper. So here you're just getting a portion of that, that actual 12 by 12 pattern paper. And again, here you can see the cut down version. So the B-side doesn't always make sense on some of them, but you'll see me put some of that to use as well in the project. And look at that stripe. I love a good stripe, and that color palette is my thing. So it's interesting how different color tones can strike our fancy in different ways. At any rate, that is the unboxing for this kit, and I hope you will join me for the rest of the year to unbox the remainders of these kits. But for now, let's go ahead and move on to the project. And I have this story that I want to tell, but I don't have the second photo for this story, which is my mother befriending a chipmunk on her back deck. She lives across the country from me, so my dad will often send me some pictures of what they've got going on here and there in their lives. And so this story is about how I'm an animal lover, and I'm pretty sure if it's not genetic, then I definitely picked it up from my mom because she is also an animal lover. So that is where I'm going with my story. And I'm going to do this kind of quadrant design here, but I'm going to mix it up a little bit there too. I did choose 2 yellows and 2 pinks to be in the opposite corners of this quadrant design, and I'm going to put this stripe to use. Oh, you know what? I thought I used that other stripe, but I was wrong. I used this stripe here. At any rate, I am going to glue together my quadrant with some leftover branding strips from other projects. I saved these branding strips to do various techniques with. And in fact, I have a whole technique video using branding strips, so I can link you up to that if you're curious on some interesting uses for leftovers. You can check that one out as well. Once I get this all pieced back together, I do trim it down because the edges can be a little bit rough because these aren't all exact. All right. Because this is an animal story and because I'm working from a story prompt and a technique prompt, I'm going to add this swirl, and that swirl is there for 2 reasons. One, it adds movement to my page, which was part of the technique prompt I was working on for this layout. But 2, it also reminds me of a snail, which is, I have some fantastic photos of snails, which I did consider putting on this layout, but I decided to go with this one because it kind of fit in with my mom's picture a little bit better. So you saw me cut that striped paper apart into strips, and I just eyeballed it. I didn't do any measuring, and I'm going to glue these together, and any imperfections in the width of these strips as I glue them together will get bound into the technique that I'm using, which is this ruffle technique. And I have done this a few times before. So as I'm doing this ruffle technique, I am also spiraling the paper and I'm running my glue along that pencil line. Now, I did draw that pencil line pretty dark so that you guys could see it on camera. If I were working at home, I would draw it much lighter so that I had more flexibility in how I move my paper. I wish I had made my spirals just a little bit wider, especially towards the outside edge of the spiral so that it would look more snail-like. But, you know, you have ideas and they don't always work out how you expect them to, but that was my general idea behind this layout. I am getting my title on there. I did use the phrase die and cut it apart just to get, at first I had the word you, but then it made more sense that I'm not addressing this page directly to my mom, but to myself thinking about my mom. So I used some bits and pieces from that die set to cut apart and use the word her instead. So I did put that die to use, just in an unconventional way. All right, I was having a lot of trouble with these washi stickers. Some of them worked just fine, but this one that I wanted would not peel apart. So something to keep in mind if you like the idea of those washi stickers. I have to be honest that sometimes I have some issues with the quality of American craft products. I mean, they're a big manufacturer, and so a lot of the supplies that we get come through them. And I just wish they would pay a little bit more attention to quality over quantity of production. But I digress. That's just my own little soapbox there. So I'll get back to the crafting. This page is pretty much done. I am keeping it fairly simple with just that spiral, my photo, and then a few bits of embellishment in, I'm doing a grouping of 3, so that kind of visual triangle around my photo cluster, and then a little bit of decoration to the title itself. And that is going to finish off a lot of this stuff. Now, I did have these banners pulled out from that kit, and I wasn't sure at first how I was going to put them to use, but in the final photos, you'll see. And also in the final photos, I will have that picture of my mom tucked in there because I was waiting to get a copy of it for my dad because I couldn't find my copy. I don't know what I did with it. So I went ahead and grabbed my little embellishment tray here, which was something I just picked up at a local craft store. And at first I thought I was going to add just a few sequins going around. But then I decided just to go ahead and sprinkle, and I won't make you watch me glue all those down. So I did just sprinkle them on there, and I will glue them in place pretty much as they land. I do flip them upright if they're upside down. So I will do that off camera, and in the meantime, I am getting my journaling on there, and you can see me journaling around the edge of my page, which is something that I really like to do. I think it adds not only a border to a page, but it also it means you don't have to take up a specific chunk of your real estate with a journaling block. All right, so as you can see, that was what I had for you this time around. I hope you appreciated something about this video. I know these kits are being discontinued, but I will continue to bring them to you until the end of the year. And until then, I hope you have an artful day.